So what I want to do now is actually start a sourdough starter. I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but I haven't made it a priority, and I didn't really have a container to do it in because we don't really have a lot of containers right now. But we did make spaghetti for dinner or for lunch yesterday, and I have the empty Prego container with the lid. So from everything that I've seen, it's just half a cup of flour unbleached and then half a cup of water. Now to start it, I don't know if it's a half and a half or if it's actually one, so I need to look at that. And I follow Lisa from farmhouseonboone.com. She has a great YouTube channel, and I consider her the sourdough queen. How to make a sourdough starter from scratch. That's what I want. Flour, filtered water. On day 1, mix 1 cup of flour and 1 cup filtered water. I'm gonna need to save this recipe. 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of filtered water. Stir vigorously, making sure to scrape down the sides and incorporate everything. Place a clean tea towel over the bowl and set aside. Allow to sit for 24 hours. I don't know if this is gonna be big enough, and I don't know if I have to do 1 cup and 1 cup. I don't want that much. I think I might try to do a smaller amount. On day 2, discard half of the mixture and repeat the process. 1 cup flour, 1 cup water, stir vigorously and cover. So instead of 1 and 1, I think I'm just gonna do a half. So by day 7, there should be enough beneficial bacteria, yeast present to bake sourdough bread and other fermented sourdough goods. You will know it's working if it bubbles and doubles in size. Once your starter is alive and active, there will be some maintenance to keep it going for years and years. In the refrigerator for occasional use, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do half and half. So, I have my giant jar of flour. This fits a 5-pound bag, which is awesome. I might have to do a quarter. Oh, well, I'll do 2 1/4 cups. So the most important thing also is using unbleached flour and filtered water. Now this is tap water that I run through the pure filter. I don't know if it's gonna get rid of all of the chlorine and all the other stuff that it needs to get rid of. I'm gonna try this first, and if it doesn't work, the starter is still new enough that I'm not gonna cry over a lost 7 days. All right, so here we go, I'm excited. So this is a 1/4 cup right here, and I'm just gonna do 2 of these to make a half cup. And half. So 2 of these. And my dad would say, those aren't for liquid. I don't think it has to be a super duper exact science for sourdough, does it? I don't know. Let me know if you know. Now I need something to stir it with. I don't think that's gonna fit in there. Oh, it just fits. All right, so we're stirring vigorously. Now, she says if you do it in a bowl, cover it with a tea towel, but since I have the little lid thing to this jar, I'm just gonna set that on top. And I do want to track the progress of this, the growth. Shout out to my friend Claire at Musically Minted. She has this adorable washi tape. Yeah, so I'm gonna use that because mine, I have no idea where it is. I don't even know if I brought any. Whoop. I'm gonna put it right where I see the top of the washi is going to be where the line is. So you can see through, there's the top of the line right there. So that's gonna line up with the top of the washi tape. Now we wait until tomorrow. Feed it and do that process every day. I'm gonna leave it on the counter to kind of grow for now. I will update you when there's something to update. All right, so it's day 2 of the sourdough starter, and it's looking pretty liquidy. There's a lot of, from what I've read, that's called hooch. And some people discard that, some people stir it in. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it in. But you can see from where the washi tape line is, it looks like the starter sank a little bit and then the water all rose to where that is. So I am going to just stir it in, but then I'm going to discard half of this. And because I only did half cup flour, half cup water, I'm discarding a quarter of a cup, which is, how many tablespoons are in a quarter cup?
That would be 4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoons in a quarter of a cup. So I will be discarding 4 tablespoons and then re-adding half a cup of flour, half a cup of water. So again, I'm using filtered water, but I'm kind of concerned because I keep my water in the fridge and I'm thinking that it should probably be more room temperature when I mix this. So I'm gonna kind of like let the water that I just poured into the half cup get to room temperature for a little bit before I put it into my mixture. But I am gonna go ahead and stir this up. It's smelling pretty sour. Like, it kind of just smells like a yeasty dough. I don't think I can get a wooden spoon in here, so I'm just gonna use my metal spoon. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference, but there we go. And then I'm going to discard 4 tablespoons or a quarter of a cup. So there is a quarter cup discarded. All right, now that I have that discarded, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my flour. And we need a half a cup, but I already poured it in my water, so I'm gonna do the water first. Need a funnel. So, half a cup of flour. And we're doing this once a day for now, and then when we get to, I think, day 5 or 6 or 6 or 7, we're gonna be doing it twice a day. And then I'm not planning on using this every day, so I'm gonna be putting mine in the fridge. I don't know if my container's big enough, but we'll see how it goes. So now I'm gonna move that washi tape up to the next line. And I'm just gonna kind of clean up around the edge of this a little bit and then loosely put the top back on. I'm not gonna screw it on or anything. I'm just gonna literally just set it skewed a little bit. And there it is, day 2. We are on day 3 of sourdough starter. It's got a lot of liquid in it and it's like creeping up on one side and not so much on the other. The good thing is I am starting to see bubbles. So we're gonna go ahead and feed it. It is day 4 of sourdough and it is time to feed her. It's a lot of liquid. I'm wondering if I should dump some out at this point. I don't know, she's been pretty happy and she's pretty bubbly with it in there, so I might just stir it in like I have been doing. Smells pretty. I'm gonna dump some off maybe. I drained some of that liquid off. And then I'm just gonna stir the rest in. Now we discard half. I definitely overflowed my cup. That's okay, that's okay. It'll clean up. That's about half. Let's take care of this real quick. So now we're going to do half cup flour, half cup of water. Remove the tape. There's a little bit more in there. morning. Today is day 5 of our sourdough starter, and it's a really exciting day because I am going to put it into a new container. Got this on sale from Walmart. It has a glass lid with it. We're gonna get it out of the Prego jar and put it into this one. I'm still gonna call it a Prego just because that's her roots. That's what she was born out of. I'm gonna drain the liquid off. I'm going to put her in the new jar. I'm not going to discard any, and I'm going to put a full cup of flour and a full cup of water. I have a big jar to fill, and I'm planning on doing a lot of baking coming up in the holiday season and whatnot. We're gonna level her up. So I'm going to drain off the liquid, put her in her new home, and then give her a big ol' meal. So let's do it. It is day 5 or 6. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Maybe it's day 6. I'm gonna treat it like it's day 6 until I confirm, of our sourdough starter. And we are starting the double feeds. So there's still quite a bit of liquid. Days 6 and 7, you feed twice in 12-hour increments. So it's about 8 o'clock right now. I'll feed it again about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Do it the next morning, and then do it that evening. And then hopefully after that, we'll have an active, healthy starter that we can start baking with. I'm really excited. So I'm gonna take some of the liquid off of the top of this. You can see that layer of yellowy liquid there. I'm gonna take that off. Well, we're gonna discard about half, and then we're gonna feed it. When I moved it from the small jar to the big jar, I actually fed it a cup and a cup because I wanted to get a little bit more, because I plan on doing a lot of baking and experimentation. I think I'm gonna continue to feed it a cup of water and a cup of flour just to make sure it has enough to eat. We'll see what happens. Let's do this. Last night, I actually put some filtered water into this jar so it could come to room temperature. I've been using mostly the cold water straight from the fridge, and I think that that's having an impact on this because it should be nice and warm. So I'm actually going to set it onto a towel after I feed it to try and help keep it warmer, and then use the room temperature water. So I'm gonna use this to get some of that extra liquid off. It still smells very much like sourdough. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir before I discard. Again, I'm still not saving the discard yet, just because it's not where I want it to be. Just a little bit more than a full cup. I'm wondering if I should discard more, but I mean, that's about half. So now we're gonna do a cup of flour and a cup of water. That's like almost perfectly 1 cup. I'm not gonna add it all yet. I wanna kind of see what the consistency is after I stir it. Because from some of the people that I follow, theirs is a little thicker. I think I like this consistency, so I'm not adding all of the water. So this is what we have. It's got little lumpies in it, but it's kind of like a pancake batter. So I'm feeling good about it. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that. I am gonna scrape the sides down with a actual spatula so that I can get the sides clean a little bit. So let me go ahead and do that. It's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. So again, I'm going to feed again this evening and see where we are from there. So I did in fact confirm it is day 6 of the sourdough starter, and that means we feed it twice a day. So we are in the PM session now. It's 7 PM, and we're going to feed Miss Prego. Ooh, she's got some good bubbles now. All right, she's looking nice and bubbly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give her a stir, add the flour and water. I'm doing a cup of flour and a cup of room temperature filtered water. Ooh, I forgot to discard. We'll see what happens. She is fed, and hopefully not discarding some isn't going to hurt. She's hefty now. She's got quite a bit of girth to her. She is quite lovely and quite large, like 4 fingers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in a warm spot tonight, probably on top of the fridge, I'm thinking, or maybe on the stove, and the residual heat will help. And then we'll feed her tomorrow morning, and I'll probably have to discard quite a bit tomorrow. It's day 7 of sourdough-ness. It's time to feed. I forgot to discard half yesterday, so I'm definitely going to do that today because we have quite a bit in there, and I don't think that what I fed it yesterday was quite enough, but it's starting to smell very sourdoughy, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and discard probably about half, if not a little bit more than half of this, and then we're gonna go ahead and feed it, and again feed it in 12 hours later tonight. So let's do it. So there it is, and I am going to put it in a warmer spot today. It's a little cool. I do have our heat turned on today because it's only supposed to get up to 64, but it's only 36 outside right now. So I have the heat on, but I think I'm gonna put it up on top of the fridge because it's the warmest place right now. So we're gonna put it up there and see if we can get some more bubbly activity out of it today. There it is. So one more feeding tonight, and then I'm hoping that I can start testing it tomorrow and using it. So we'll see how it goes. We are on day 7 in the evening. It is now time to feed our starter again. So again, I'm gonna discard about half, feed it, and then keep it in a warm place. I've been cooking all day today and the heat's been on, so hopefully it's warm enough. I know I've been super warm, and it does look a lot more bubbly than usual, so I think that that definitely helped. So I want to try and keep it as warm as possible. So let's discard, feed, and set in a warm place. Here is before discard and feed. There's no hooch this time, which is nice. Start by just adding half a cup of water first. Since it's been so liquidy, I want to see if maybe I can get it to thicken up a bit. Maybe a splash. I think that's a better consistency. More like a pancake batter. I should be able to start baking with it tomorrow. Hey, welcome to day 8 of my sourdough starter journey. I am really... You want more strawberries? I'm really happy with where the starter is today. I'm so excited with where my sourdough is right now. It's looking super nice, super bubbly. I'm going to actually use the discard today. I'm gonna feed it, and then I'm probably in a couple hours going to attempt sourdough sandwich bread. I have the recipe on my fridge here from Farmhouse on Boone, so I'm really excited to get into it. And let me show you what we're working with this morning. This is what I woke up to, and it is looking so bubbly and active and good. I'm really happy with it. The sides still don't look as bubbly as I thought that they might. They're bubblier than they have been before, and I think it's because I kept it on top of the fridge and it was a little bit warmer. We're going to discard half, but I'm actually going to use the discard today. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It actually worked. Did a lot thicker yesterday, but she was pretty runny, so I thickened her up a bit, and I think she really liked it. Just over a cup of discard there, and the recipe calls for 1 cup of starter, active and bubbly. She's pretty active and bubbly. I think I'm just gonna use this for the bread. I think I'm gonna go ahead and feed a cup and a cup. This is after it's been fed and stirred. So we're gonna go ahead and put her back up on top of the fridge. And we're going to make our first sourdough recipe. When I took this starter out, it was just over the 1 cup, but now it's doubled, well, not doubled, but it's gone up to 1.5. So I'd say it's pretty active, but now my question is, do I take out enough to only do 1 cup for the recipe, or do I just leave it because I initially took out a cup? I'll see how it goes when I start making it. But now we got to get this beastie out so that we can do our bread.